on a field trip. I'm going to play this first, and then I'm going to talk about it a little bit. Okay, you may notice that playing the notes is pretty easy on this, but you do have to move your hands around a little bit, starting the end of the second line into the third and fourth line. So, let us take a look at where you have to start moving your hands. So when I am playing the second line here, this is what it looks like. My right hand at all. That stays in C position. But you'll notice I have to stretch my left hand a little bit because I have to play a G on the bottom and an F on the top. That is almost an octave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 notes. If you can't reach that many, just pick one, either the bottom or the top note, and then you can play that. So then you'll notice your left hand is back to playing C and E. And if you'd rather go back to A position where you were before and play it with 1 and 3, you can. Or you could just play it with 2 and 4 as they suggest. It doesn't really matter. So, you'll notice when you started, your left hand was in A position, your right hand was in C. So now we're going to take a look at the third line, where your left hand starts moving around a little bit. Your right hand is still in C position. It's going to be playing D. Your left hand, instead of being in A position, or even here, is going to be in lower G position. So this G is right below middle C. That's not what you want. You want the next G lower. So it's going to have its little finger on lower G. So your right hand is playing D and just holding it. Now your left hand has to move up to C position. Now you'll notice you kind of either have to stretch your little finger up in the next measure to reach its A, or you can do what they suggest and just change positions. So now you would be in D position, and you can do, and that's right here. This is where they suggest that you can change. And it's a good idea, because then you'll be ready for the next line. So, the last line, your right hand is playing F sharp. Your left hand is going to be in D position. And this time it is right underneath middle C, the D below middle C. And you have an F sharp. So don't forget that. Here you go. Now, it's kind of interesting because you could stay in D position, but it would get a little awkward, so they have you go back to C. But you're not starting with C. you're starting with G. That's your one finger on G. And then it's going down. So you're playing. Then you cross your thumb under where it says 1. And then you're ready to go all the way down again. And then you can go back to A position when you repeat lines 1 and 2.